Today, we are diving deep into a conflict that is, no exaggeration, defining our century. It's a high-stakes battle, but it's not being fought with armies on a battlefield. It's being fought with silicon, with software, and with absolutely staggering amounts of money. This is the global chip war. To really wrap your head around what we're talking about, just let that quote sink in for a second. We're not just talking about a product. Semiconductors are the most manufactured thing in the history of humanity. They are, quite literally, the foundation of our entire modern world. So why is this so important right now? Well, think of it this way. What oil was to the 20th century, semiconductors are for the 21st. If you can control the supply of these chips, you control the future of AI, you control the global economy, and you hold the keys to geopolitical power. The amount of money pouring into this is, well, it's almost hard to believe. By the middle of 2024, just one company, the chipmaker NVIDIA, had a market value of $2.6 trillion. This isn't just another tech boom, you guys. This is a sign that the world's economic power is fundamentally shifting. And what's fueling this incredible surge? It's the absolutely massive prize at stake. The global AI market is on track to blow past $1 trillion a year within the next decade. So naturally, every major economy is in a dead sprint to grab the biggest piece of that pie they possibly can. So, how do these two things, chips and AI, really connect? Well, it's this powerful feedback loop, sometimes called the semiconductor AI nexus. See, better AI demands more powerful chips, but then those new, more powerful chips make even more advanced AI possible. They're locked in this cycle of constant, rapid acceleration. You just can't have one without the other. And this powerful cycle has become the main arena for the main event, the escalating tech rivalry between the United States and China. This is really the central conflict that's shaping this entire landscape. And this slide really breaks down the two completely different strategies at play here. The US is going with what's called a small yard, high fence approach. That means they're zeroing in on a few really critical technologies and then building a very high wall of restrictions around them. China, on the other hand, has launched what they call a whole-of-nation effort, basically mobilizing the entire country's resources with a single goal in mind: complete technological independence. These icons really capture that dynamic perfectly, right? You've got an assertive China that's pushing hard to become a global tech leader, and you've got a repositioned US that's actively trying to defend its lead. But here's the thing. This is not just a two-player game. Not even close. To really understand the chip war, you've got to look at the incredibly complicated global supply chain, because it is full of these critical choke points that are controlled by other key countries. And that leads us to this really crucial concept called weaponized interdependence. Now, it sounds complicated, but the idea is actually pretty simple. It's when you control a vital part of a global network, like, say, chip manufacturing, and you use that control as a political weapon. You're turning economic leverage into pure geopolitical power. So who holds these choke points? As you can see here, the power is really concentrated in just a few highly specialized places. You've got Taiwan, home to TSMC, which makes almost all of the world's most advanced chips. Then there's the Netherlands, where a company called ASML has a complete monopoly on the insane machines needed to make those chips. And you can't build anything without South Korea, who leads in memory, or Japan, who provides other critical materials and equipment. Now, for a while, it looked like the US strategy of cutting China off from these choke points was actually working. But then, a major twist happened that really complicated the whole story. And this became the billion-dollar question that everyone, from analysts to policymakers, was asking. Had that high fence actually managed to contain China's tech ambitions? Well, the answer turned out to be a pretty definitive no. A Chinese AI model called DeepSeek came out, and it sent absolute shockwaves through the entire industry. It totally upended what everyone thought was even possible under those US restrictions. So here's the first part of the 1-2 punch. Its price. Just look at this. DeepSeek's newest version was priced at just 14 cents per million input tokens. That is a jaw-dropping 94% cheaper than its main competitor from OpenAI. This wasn't just undercutting the market. This was a complete disruption. And here's the second punch: performance. Now, you might be thinking, okay, sure, it's cheaper, but it's probably not as good, right? Wrong. This chart shows that even at that incredibly low cost, DeepSeek's performance on really complex cybersecurity tasks was right up there with, and sometimes even matched, the leading Western models. It was a crystal clear signal that China's domestic innovation was working. This breakthrough is really just one piece of a much bigger story. This AI arms race is fundamentally redrawing the lines of global power. It's creating new alliances, new battles over resources, and a whole new geopolitical reality. And this map really shows you how new power centers are emerging. I mean, just look at the Middle East. Countries like the UAE and Saudi Arabia are pouring money into data centers, making this huge strategic pivot to become major hubs in the new AI economy. It's a clear play to secure their future in a world beyond oil. Their strategy is crystal clear and is really threefold. First, they're using the massive amounts of cash from their sovereign wealth funds. Second, they're building strategic partnerships with the biggest tech companies in the world. And third, they are setting incredibly ambitious goals, like the UAE wanting AI to make up 40% of its entire economy by 2031. They're not just playing the game, they're trying to lead. But all of this incredible growth, every data center, every AI model, it all runs on one thing, a mind-boggling amount of energy. As this chart shows, the electricity needed for data centers is set to double by 2030. This creates a brand new global choke point. The new reality is that energy security is tech security. And of course, this competition isn't just economic. It extends directly to the battlefield. We're talking about autonomous drones, AI-powered command systems. The military that figures out how to integrate AI the fastest will have a decisive and maybe terrifying advantage. It's changing the very nature of war itself. So, when you pull back and look at the whole picture, from supply chains to energy grids to military strategy, the race for AI dominance is redrawing the map of global power. And that leaves us with the defining question of our time. As this new world takes shape, who is going to be the one to write the rules for our technological future?